Hey, Jenny. It took me forever to the update on my computer, like took over half an hour. I was like, oh dear God. So I painted my nails while I was waiting. Hi, Carol. Hi, Sharon and Marby, Constance, sweet darling Lulu, Twin Flames. Yeah. It's only like, well, it's almost 10 o'clock here. So it's probably well past midnight over on the East Coast. So I'm going to try to do a quick GT on the loose cannon because, Hi, Carol. Carol, I wanted to say thank you. I just got the notification on my phone for the PayPal. They changed a bunch of stuff on PayPal, so I need to go in there and see how to reply. But thank you so very kindly. I greatly appreciate it, and I really did like your note um, on you starting the Lennies, and you have the book and everything. So if there's any word of advice, I would keep notes, like a chart or just your reads, and just kind of jot a quick jot down of what you think. Hey, CG. And then that way you can always go back and verify your reads and kind of learn, where you might have gotten stuff wrong. So it's, hey, Marby, thank you. Um, but I was really happy to hear that you're learning. It's always fun to hear people are picking them up. Let me see. Right off the bat, news that a choice that she's made is being overturned. Right off the bat, right there. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Okay, hold on. I'm going to write this down as I go because it's easier to do it that way. Oh. So 17, 22, 1, 6, 7, 11, 27, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 21, 26. She's sitting on house whip. There's going to be conversations or a lot of discussions in regards to her ethics and also her ethical decisions. Let me see. 15, 34, 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 19, 36, 32. Garden is sitting in its own house. 20, 20, 24, 25, 13, 14. Dog. Okay. Stars. Mice. Sun. Ship. Key. And house. So 18, 9, 16, 23, 31, 3, 33, 4, and then anchor, clover, birds, and coffin. 35, 2, 12, and 8. Okay, let me see. So her decision today has been ridiculed all over the place. I saw George Conway. I don't watch CNN. I've seen a lot of shit on Twitter about CNN turning into Fox News 2.0, pushing conspiracy theories and Hunter Biden's laptop and all this other stuff. So I don't even. And Jake Tapper's getting the brunt of it. People are saying that he's just, he's just basically reading off a teleprompter and just repeating what it says, with no integrity, that he's engaging in misinformation. They had a whole panel discussion right after the Queen died of how Donald Trump should be invited to her funeral. And I was like, is this CNN? I guess it's under new ownership and the guy is a maggot. So that's, the whole thing there. But either way, George Conway was on CNN. And the only reason I know about it was because Lauren's Tribe reposted it on Twitter. So I watched it. And George Conway was saying that Bill Barr, not that he's a reputable person, but Bill Barr was saying that this whole thing with the judge is just a crock of shit. And George Conway said, if Barr called this whole entire thing a crock of shit, Eileen Cannon, the judge, her ruling is worse than a crock of shit. I was watching Lawrence O'Donnell. He was interviewing Alan Weisberg, I think is his name, Neil Katyal, and the other guy, I'm not quite sure. I mean, everybody's just absolutely appalled that she would even go there. But I kind of expected it. So let me see, where is the kind of expected it, but was hoping to be wrong. So this is the grand tableau that we did on Trump on the 2nd. She was here, central to the reading. It's birds, woman, cross, rider. Right above her, she's got crossroads. If I box her in, it's crossroads, heart, tree, birds, woman, anchor, cross, rider, and sun. And I was trying to decide, when I did this whole thing, I did this grand tableau in 2 parts. Hey, lucky girl. If she would side with him. And yes, because here it shows anchor and then sun right next to her. Sun is sitting on crossroads. This diagonal right here, it's talking about her being a partisan hack. And she knights here to scythe her decision, her choice, the decision that she makes. Crossroads is about alternatives, options, choices, doubles. There's 2. And it kind of goes like this. So partisan. She's a very successful, very energized partisan. And then here with anchor right behind her, she sticks to what she said. She's very persistent. But on the corners, I said this gets turned around and it goes over her head because it was storks followed by coffin. She puts an end to it. Something does not progress or move forward. However, that ending brings new arguments with child and whip. Whip is sitting on house ring. Circular argument. And then where does it go? To storks here. It goes over her head. She sits down here. Storks is up here. It's over her head. The storks, and it's funny because this tableau starts with storks as well. So they're going over her head. And when I just threw this tableau, you guys saw me say right off the bat, they're overturning a choice that she made. Bad decision here, followed by clouds. Here, I was saying there could be a chance that not only does it go over her head, there is a move. The paperwork, the documents, the evidence, everything transferred where there's more choices or alternatives or options to where it's more, what do you call this? Domestic to where the documents originated from. And I also said, moving documents and transferring them to multiple properties as well. That was the first 4 lines. So even though that was here, and you guys saw me struggle with this tableau twice, because I was trying to determine if she was the lilies or if it was the woman. And I was like, no, it's kind of be the woman. So I followed her line, and yes, it's the woman. It doesn't stick though, because if you follow Donald Trump's line, the man, it goes man, book, snake, storks, rider, mountain, bouquet, anchor, and fox. So he knows, he has knowledge that he's lying about the secrets that he had. Changing and moving this somewhere else to get a delay, and then he's granted with what he wants. However, the work continues. The investigation continues. Okay, so even though it's delayed here, when it goes man, book, snake, storks, rider, mountain, it's followed by bouquet here. So this delay only grants temporary satisfaction. And then it, see what I'm saying? So he's here in this column, September, October, November. That special masters thing, if the special masters is showing up as the lilies, I don't see it going, I don't see it going to November, because she's giving the special master until November. If he does, if Lilies is the special master, because Lilies is the king of, oh God, what's the little heart thing that's upside down? King of spades, followed by the king of clubs here with the clouds. if this is the special master, he's going to have a conversation with Jackass Looney Tunes, because he's not quite sure what the hell she's saying. What separates the lilies from the woman is clouds and birds. A very problematic, very confused, muddled misunderstanding, bad communication. So there's that. So for her, this is the best I can do to fit it into frame. She's landing here. This is her present column. News about her career, celebrity, her fame, how she's very public right now. She's in the public eye. She's got garden right here. Moon is your career and your fame. And then right here with stars, that's also celebrity. Okay. Not good celebrity, but celebrity nonetheless. Let me see. Oh, let me go back to her tableau. Sorry. Let me see here. So she's sitting on house whip, argumentative and criticism towards her. Moon is sitting on tower, her career with the law. And then the stars is sitting on house letter. Letter is sitting on house snake. If you guys have not heard the shit that she wrote on her opinion or her ruling, was bizarre. Bizarre, the arguments that she was making. She made an argument that, well, just because the government says these are classified, how am I to know that they're classified? Like, I mean, just pulling shit out of her ass. How because of Donald Trump's former position, she's granting him special privileges. And I mean, just, like, so what if the just because the government is saying that it's a national security issue, how am I supposed to know? I mean, it was the most off the wall, bizarre shit you can think of. She wrote on that paper. So the stars is sitting on, what is this? Letter is sitting on snake. Bad. And right over here, there it goes over her head. It's overturned. There is serious confusion and problems and criticism in regards to the paper that she wrote here. The crossroads is sitting on, what is this? Clover. Writer is sitting on ship. Again, not only does it go over her head, she's sitting on house whip. Whip is number 11. Arguing and criticizing her, but it's also number 11. So it could also be interpreted as this goes over her head and they argue her in the 11th. And that's the conversation that they're having right now, that they're taking it to the 11th district or the 11th circuit. I'm sorry. Her decision is bad. It lacks maturity here. Lily's is sitting on birds. Like I said, a lot of discussion and talks and chit chat. Also, if the lilies, again, is the special master, there's going to be a conversation with her. She's going to have a conversation with him and he's going to say, what the fuck are you doing? He's got cloud sitting over his head. He doesn't understand her decision this way. Her arguing, him talking, there's the decision. The decision is sitting on house child. Immature, lacking maturity, naive, new, young. Okay? But this right here, this is talking about the love of fame and publicity for her. Now, right beneath her, you have the cross on house dog, moon on house tower, and garden in its own house. There is something going on in regards to her that has to do with a very large organization, as well as anywhere that's public where there's a rally. It's a huge network of people. If you follow this way, um, this is courts right here, suffering, punishment, and pain. Her celebrity within this organization. So, and this is an organization that's extremely passionate. They're perhaps very committed in making choices. There's commitments here as well where there's losses, but they're very, 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 very fraudulent, manipulative. So I'm not, and with lilies over the garden, this could be also a community, a retirement community, because lilies has to do with maturity. Um, Old white men, very conservative community. But she's right now, it's like there's a lot of fame for her out of this organization. But picking that apart, if this is the special master, if I just look at this card right here independently as the special master, he doesn't know where the hell she pulled this out of. So there's that. She knights here to the court, so her in law, her being passionate, a liar, and a betrayer here, and she changes, flip flops a lot. She knights here to, what is this? Bouquet. This could be a woman that's very happy, a woman that's very beautiful, quite possibly also a narcissist. Woman knights here to mice, a nitpicker, a thief, corrupt. This entire organization here has a dark cloud over it, and it's full of corrupt old men as well. There's a man here, King of Clubs. This one's a man. Lily's Knights to, what is this? The Cross. Very difficult, painful, dogmatic, possibly some Lily white supremacy there as well. But it's widespread. They're committed to having power over decisions. And they knight here to Sun. They're very energized and very successful and extremely optimistic of her, because the sun sits back on her house. With that said, even though she's got these two close by, she's got this over her head. Clouds. So, I don't know. Do I see her getting impeached? There may be talks about it. If not, if anything, it would need to go this way and back around. Lily's has also to do with your ethics. Her ethics may be under question, whether she should be presiding in a position over the public because of her corruption this way, but her ethics do come under question. Also knighting here to the Cross, and because Lily's is sitting on birds, Cross is sitting on dog, there may be discussions about ethics around her. The Cross is very heavy. The Cross also speaks about discipline. So I'm not quite sure, because this is something that would need to be brought for review here. Because it's projects, it's secrets, it's knowledge. And it's sitting on house Scythe. Scythe is sitting on child. Her decision, her choices here may be so highly criticized because she's sitting on whip. Not right now. Not right now. Lily's takes a long time. And she's got anchor on house key, and it's hitting her exact line. So she's, as far as timing goes, anchor is lifelong. You don't move this. This is lifelong. This is a long time. Lily's is a long time. Anchor is lifelong. So there's news about her being where she is, her career, her fame. Lifelong, you're not moving her. However, with that said, because of this dark cloud over her decision that got overruled and the criticism up here that her opinion gets, if she wrote this down, which she did, there's her opinion right here, is so full of errors that this thing gets picked apart here. It gets picked apart here. I'm not saying impeachment, but this is a criticism that is very strong, overbearing. The document itself, the opinion, is full of lies and mistruths. It's almost like, okay, here's the woman on the whip, Lily's on birds, and Scythe on child. One way to summarize this, and especially because she's got crossroads over her head, which again I said partisan, this right here, because this has to do with maturity and Scythe is sitting on child, this would talk about her trying to split a baby without the wisdom of Solomon. Because this right here is wisdom, it's cut here, and Scythe is on child. So I would not be surprised if somewhere down the line someone coins that, because simply, and right here, Scythe knights to child, Scythe knights here. So it's almost like trying to split the baby without the wisdom of Solomon. She doesn't have the knowledge on how to do it. And also partisan. Okay. But because of the widespread criticism, when this goes above her head, there may come into question her ethics, quite possibly, not anytime soon. This is months and months and months and months and months and months and months with Lily's. It may be brought up for discussion about some sort of disciplinary action, simply because of the damage to national security. And they spelled it out with crayons for her. And she doubled down. Thank you, Catherine. She doubled down on it. So quite possibly an ethical review. Also, quite possibly down the road, down the road, perhaps some sort of disciplinary action, whatever that may be, for a federal judge. I don't think that I don't know what it is for federal judges. I know because here, paperwork here, letters, and then cut here. It knights to each other. So, I mean, you know, and then her line of fate, you can't see it. It's anchor, anchor, clover, birds, and coffin. So that's talking about a lifetime appointment opportunity. There's going to be discussions and a lot of gossip and a lot of people raising questions to put an end to it, to end it. Bye-bye. Again, I'm not saying this tableau is for a year. I'm not saying this happens within the year. It may just ramp up, because here this is an action card sitting in an action house. This is an action card, and this is an action card as well, sitting in an action house. Clover is not an action house, but it moves very quickly. So you got 3 action cards back to back to back to back. So, and this talks about adding to something. So you might see growing concerns just because they go over her head. doesn't mean Canon's going to be out of the picture. This is going to her opinion up here raises a lot of questions and a lot of doubt. Also, if this is a society, another way to interpret this, because this is coming up on the next column. This is September. This is October. There may be, I don't know how federal judges roll. The only thing I've ever done was show up for jury duty. And every time I've gone to jury duty, they always end up settling. So I spent the whole day sitting around waiting for people to make decisions. And I've never actually sat on a jury. So I don't know, especially about federal judges. But there is serious doubt within a community of older, wiser people that that the public is being corrupted, or that they're taking something away from the public. It's expiring, it's deteriorating. Do you see what I'm saying? So if this is a community of federal judges as well, another way to interpret that, they're not very happy with her choices at all. Garden is sitting on garden. Yeah, it's there's a network, a congregation, a party, a network of older people or people that are wise, again, in two different contexts. One being older white men that are very dogmatic and corrupt. Another being people that make wise decisions and choices, that are concerned about her ethics here. Now, following this way, give me 1 second, you guys. I'm going to go brew a little thing of coffee. And I'm sorry it took forever to come on because, like I said, updates on the computer took like freaking half an hour. Hold on a second. I'm just going to throw something on the Keurig real quick. Okay, so my little coffee's going over there. What I miss? Ugh. Let me see. Okay. Also, because Lily's is sitting on birds, there may be discussion within these people in the community as well about what the fuck, what the fuck with her, because she's got clouds right over her head. Um, and also crossroads with clouds. I know that Ryder is right in between, but crossroads and clouds, that's usually accidents on your path. Not saying she's going to have an accident. I'm just saying she made some fucked up decisions that are just going to cause accidents for her. Let's see here. Now, this right here, hold on. Coffee's done. Okay. Got me coffee. Um, let's see here. Um, Typically, the man in the tableau is the significant other. So I'm going to read it as I'm not sure if she's married. The ring is showing ahead of her, which that's not good. Usually, if a person is married, the ring shows up to the left. So I don't know anything about this lady, but ring to the right tells me she's not married. She is seeking a relationship. So if there is a man, that man may be some sort of a work in finance and he's a businessman, unless, and the only reason I'm interpreting it that way, because like I said, the ring is to her right, not the left. A decision that she made in favor of a man that may have been in a position of power, who is a businessman, but is also, there's something around him where there's financial fraud. They're in-house Fox being investigated for financial fraud, something like that. And right here, right, what sits below man? Fox. Fraudulent man, a man that's sneaky, manipulative, cunning. So I don't know anything about her. Does anybody know if she's married? Because according to this, it doesn't look like this is her partner, because the ring is to the right. Does anybody know? So then this is not her partner. This man here is not her husband. A fraudulent businessman, argumentative, a bully, a chronic liar. He likes to whip. Whip is sitting on house. Snake is right before it. A chronic liar. Let me see here. This isn't talking about her husband and kids then. Another way to tell, look how far child is from her. That's too far to be talking about her children. Ring is to her right, meaning she's seeking a union or an agreement. It's not to her left. If it was to her left, it would show that she's already married. And man sits very far from her as well. So this man and this child is in this tableau is not presenting as her partner, if that makes sense. Thank you, lucky girl. Now, there's a decision that she made for a businessman who could work in finance, entrepreneur, has some sort of celebrity. He could be a con man, though. Man, fox, con, man. There is an agreement between them, and the ring knight's here to mice. Mice is sitting on house man. This man is a thief. He's a thief. Mice knights to ring, an agreement to commit crime, a team. Okay, so some sort of conspiracy here. Birds is sitting on anchor. And if I follow that line down, this line here shows up 2 columns ahead. So September, October, November, this way. There's a lie that is ruptured, cutting the head off the snake, to be quite literal. And then something happens that sun is sitting in her house that could put her under a lot of heat. The sun is hot, for a phone call or a meeting or some sort of a conversation that was had. And if you look back on Trump's Grand Tableau, the heart of that Grand Tableau is birds, woman, cross, rider. And it shows up in the middle of the tableau when Trump was down here. So I'm wondering, I don't know if he called her or if his lawyers called and made a little dealy, but it's like down this column, there may be something that is brought to light that puts a lot of heat on her in regards to in regards to a conversation or a phone call or some sort of a meeting that was had. So there's that. Because here it says that she's a thief. Also, she's nervous, corrupt, and a liar. But there's an agreement here to thieve and corrupt. You see what I'm saying? So I'd be careful where you're stepping, sweetheart. I'd be real careful. The corners of her tableau, there is it's storks, tree, house, dog. And then central to it is lilies, scythe, garden, heart. I would have to say that the corners and the center of her tableau is she's very happy and pleased with decisions that were made by a court that is very conservative in regards to pregnancy, health, and families with doctors, as well as surgeries. So Roe v. Wade. pregnancies, health, family, doctors, conservative court, there's your surgery and the decision. Very passionate and happy about it. I don't know why that's showing up. What I'm curious to know, and I was asking Johnny and Jenny this via text, and I think Johnny is putting it on his questions for Sunday. What I'm curious to know, considering this tableau and the one that I did on Donald Trump, she was put in, appointed, rushed into her seat in November. I'm wondering if she was aware, and because of this line as well, I'm wondering if she was aware of the plan that Trump and company had to overthrow the election in the courts with fake electors, throwing it to the judges and the states and yada, 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 yada. Do you see what I'm saying? Because here it says criminal conspiracy. Here. This column this way, overturning, obstructing government, and then there's lawyers here. Right here. So I'm wondering if she knew and she took the job anyways and just awaited orders. Do you see what I'm saying? And I know that that's a bit conspiratorial and it's all speculation in my head at this point. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt and don't go spreading it all over the internet. But that's all I'm saying. Because she Knight's here. She's a liar. She betrays. There it is, overturning something in government. And then she's passionate about it. She was happy to steal and be corrupted. Trump installed her in the position in November of 2020, right before the elections that he knew he was going to lose. He knew he was going to lose it. So I'm kind of leaning towards a yes on that. But yeah, right before he left the White House. From what I read, she was appointed in November. So in case he lost Florida, he would have a judge on hand to overturn the results. So, like I said, it's just speculation on my part at this time. Again, with the snake on house letter has to do with results. Over here, we're seeing all this stuff from the election, not just overturning her choice and then all the problems with her opinion, and the problems continue to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Storks are migratory birds. They leave and they return. Okay? So it's almost like I'm wondering if something from the past comes up again, which again would put her ethics in question, because here's her ethics, clouds right above it, scythe right here. And then when you look at her box, look at this, clouds, woman, and then cross. A very confused woman is suffering. Right here. She's troubled and suffering this way. A choice that she made in the public, a choice that she made before a committee, a choice that she made at a party. So I'm just saying. And where she Knights to as well. So Let me see. So that's this column here. They're cutting the snake off the head, and something puts her under a lot of heat and a lot of gossip and conversations, or puts her under a lot of heat because of a meeting or a phone call that she had. Okay. Down this column, abusing abusing power this way. Abusive power and some sort of a resolution or a continuation in her choices. That transfer, or it moves something out of her jurisdiction. But that shows up 1, 2, 3, 4 columns ahead. So like, I mean, she's got lilies here, so that's a long time, but it's like something pops up right here, 2 columns ahead. And then it right here, it shows that she's abusing her power this way. And with this right here, not only is her decision overturned, I would not be surprised. I said earlier, disciplinary action, something about her ethics. There may be paperwork that an abundance of paperwork that may be sent or delivered that calls into question not only her ethics, but her abusing her power, and then all this shit right here. And then the problems start growing from there. It's not fast though. It's not fast. Even though these 3 cards say that things are moving forward, these problems are just going to keep growing, and there might be a referral of some sort to put her under review or something. Review how she was selected before a committee. Do you see choices, a woman, and then a committee? How she was selected before a committee. Something not right with the ethics here. The ethics are disputed. Scython House child, like I said, trying to split the baby without the wisdom of Solomon, and then right here abusing her power this way. These 2 here, like I said, impeachment, that shows up on Trump's tableau as well, but it's on this side, and it's hitting her column because she was like here, and it was like over here somewhere. I'm not saying she's going to be impeached within the next year. I'm just saying. It's like she does something else that's fucked up. If this is the special master, his decision is the right decision to make. If this is the special master. Okay. He knights to crossroads over there. Choice. He knights to whip here. Her choice is criticized. Lily's knights to cross. This person is carrying the burden. He resolves it successfully and puts her under a lot of heat because she sits on whip. Even if the special master says, what the fuck are you doing? No, this is wrong. I don't agree with anything. She may still overrule the judge, even though the judge has more experience than her. Do you see what I'm saying? Because she's partisan. And here it says that she's confused and suffers this way. So let me see what else. Abusing her power. An abundance of reports or mail about her inexperience this way. reports, letters, anything that's mailed, written, in abundance. Innocent or naive is significant. Inexperience is significant. And then something here that's growing with a man that's very, very cunning and fraudulent, a con man, that could be into real estate, or he's in, or family of some sort. This line right here, the courts, or there is an institution that is going to overturn her. Tower is sitting on storks, and again, it's over her head. They overturn her choice and move it forward, and then the shit hits the fan. Okay. This right here is temporary. Crossroads is temporary. So her choice, even if this is a special master, if you look to the right, it's followed by scythe. So and in Donald Trump's grand tableau, it's woman, birds, clouds, lilies, and then what was over here? Hold on. Okay, so it's in Donald Trump's grand tableau, it's woman, birds, clouds, lilies, mountain. And remember, I was struggling to see if there's a special master. Well, in that grand tableau, lilies is followed by scythe. So it's almost like it could be the special master's decision, or it just doesn't even happen. It doesn't even happen. And also, scythe is an emergency, something that happens very quickly. It's an emergency. It needs to get done really, really fast. Also, danger to society. Why? Weapons, whip, scythe. There's society, the public, and then here's something that is widespread. It spreads wide. So like, and with these two, like nuclear energy, but there's something about weapons to the public that puts the public in danger. Scythe and garden this way. That's another thing that gets put on this report right here. Big shit ton of trouble, chronic lying, chronic trouble, and then a report that is false that came from her. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know anything about federal judges, but I don't know if she's pissed off the intelligence community enough where they're like, fuck you. And not only go over her head, but start looking at ways to file complaints. Because now she's, this right here and this right here, this is a risk. So you could be looking at a poor decision that puts the public at risk, and the public is nervous, it's anxious, it has losses, and then there's your risk. Clover is sitting on key, significant risk. Okay. And she completely disregarded it in her opinion. Well, how am I supposed to know what you're saying about irreparable national security harm? Like, you could be lying to me. Like, I mean, the shit that she put on that paper is beyond me. And I'm not even a lawyer. The legal minds have been all over since she dropped her opinion. It just named her a new asshole. Yeah, she is, because she's partisan. So, and right here, an abundance of paperwork. Of what? Paperwork that has a bunch of complaints. Whip is complaints. It's strife. It's abuse. It's criticism. It's something physical. There's a pattern to it. It could be that her opinion, there's referrals that could be written that has an abundance of criticisms about her lies, about her abusing her power. Just riddled with all sorts of problems. But if this is a referral, there's this here, a notice to cut something. And then this right here, if this is ethics, there's discipline here. And it comes from an institution here. And this could also be like some sort of society that oversees ethics, an ethical society, if that makes sense. She must have gone to law school in Russia. Jenny, is there an ethics board for federal judges? Is that even a thing? Or just because they're judges, they can do whatever the fuck they want with no oversight? Do you know, Jenny? State bar, she could be disbarred because if this is a license, it's cut here. And there's an abundance of mail being sent for this to be cut, and it's riddled with all this bad stuff right before it. Yes, ethics rules for all judges except Supreme Court, because there's ethical discipline here, and then here it says she's in big trouble and suffers. And then not only is her decision overturned, but it comes with this whole string of problems and a whole bunch of letters if this is her license to have it cut. And she's under criticism. And then she knights here to mice. And then that letter right there has evidence, and evidence here, access, answers, her inexperience in abundance, because this opinion or whatever letter she wrote, this sits on snake. Growing trouble, growing problems, growing lies, growing betrayals, and it's chronic. And there's an abuse of power here, weapons, and danger to society that is widespread. Again, I'm not saying she's going to be impeached or disbarred within the year, but the signs are there. Here, this whole line here, and then there's an entire criminal conspiracy here with someone that's in danger, that's a businessman who's fraud, who's a con man in real estate, this way and then this way. And then this sign here shows that something happens that puts her under a lot of heat, and it has to do with meetings or phone calls or negotiations. So there's that. So I'll know, y'all. I'll know. I mean, but right now she's thinking she's sitting pretty. Right now, she's thinking she's sitting real pretty because she's got the sun right here within reach. She knights to it, and it's in her house. She's got the moon and the stars. She's got the three celestials close by within reach. But she's got this over her head. Yep. That's right, Julie. She's in doo-doo. Not right now. It's coming, though, because this has yet to happen, because this is her line right here. So think of it moving this way. And it's also because this is two or doubles, they may overturn one of her decisions as an emergency. It's very quick. And then there's another one that she makes that also gets overturned. And then after that is when this shit happens, because this is talking about two. So I don't know if they're going to run to the 11th district for an emergency appeal, because they want those 100 classified documents that she continues to block FBI and the intelligence community from using. So it's like she's overturned, but in twos. So it's almost like one happens first, and then the other special may come in after, and then after that the shit hits the fan, because she knows she's blocking something. She knows she's delaying. She knows that she's obstructing. What is she obstructing? Justice. And then this column here, overturning, obstructing justice. And she's lawyer right there. Let me see. Shit. Because, Carol, I used to do it this present, left past, right future. Since then, I have learned that according to Bjorn, I can't pronounce his last name. He argues that that is the French method and it's not traditional to the original Grand Tableau when the system was developed in the 1800s. And according to the original instructions from the 1800s, it does not talk about past and future. You throw the tableau. If you set it for the past, you read it as the past. If you set it for the future, you read it as the future, up to 1 year. So he argues, doesn't matter where it lands, read it with the intention that you set, not past and present. So I have since scrapped the French method, which this is the present, past, future. I have since scrapped that. Now I just go this way, all the way around, if that makes sense. A timeline for, this tableau is set for 1 year. So this is September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Okay. She'll still be fine for the year, but this is already going to start rolling. Because here, if this is her license, and then there's a board here, and then there's something here about her ethics, but it's not resolved within the year. It starts. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, cool, Carol, cool. Yeah, his name is Bjorn. God dang it, what's his last name? Muirres. Muerris. I would try. I don't know what book you have. You didn't tell me in the email, Carol. But if you have the Rana George book, I would stick to that one until you get a very firm understanding of each individual card. Simply because in Bjorn's book, in my opinion, it's not a book for beginners because he doesn't really go in depth into the cards, where Rana George does. What his books, volume 2 specifically, is really, really good at is the traditional way to read the Grand Tableaus. So stick to the Rana George until you have an absolute rock solid understanding of each individual card, what spreads to do, which are very simple. Your line of 3s, your answer line, your line of 5s, your box spreads. You can do double lines of 3, double lines of 5s, double lines of 7s, and then eventually graduate to a Grand Tableau. But Rana George's book, in my view, in my opinion, is really, really good to get the basic understanding of each individual card. Where Bjorn's book, volume 1, where he talks about the cards, doesn't exactly dive too deeply into the nuances of each card, because he's more focused on the original method, if that makes sense. For the person that says Congress can impeach, yes, they can, but I do not see Congress here. This is more like a board. It's more like a board, and it has to do quite possibly with her license. So, Awesome, Carol. Awesome. I hope that helps. And I still use Rana George's book because Rana George's book, you know how like she's got that portion where she tells you about each card, timing, health, objects, because you know how the Lennies can be quite literal and or symbolic. So this could literally be a dog, or symbolically it could be a small pet. You know, dog and mice. If we're talking about a pet, it's a pet that could be a rodent, like a pet mouse or a pet rat or a pet rabbit. Um, Bjorn's books do not get into that at all, because he just sticks more to the traditional method. They're going to fire the cannon. Yeah. Yep. But like I said, they overrule her in twos. It split into twos. Um, so, and then Ryder is knighting here to Scythe. This could be that a visitor is canceled, news of a cancellation, or news of an emergency here. This is also something that cuts. Here we're talking twos. So it's like they get one moving forward very quickly about an emergency. The other one completely overrules her on the other part. If I'm interpreting this correctly, simply because that means two. So I hope that helps. But I'm curious to see. I'm real curious to see if I mean, because we can all sit here and speculate. You know, I already said that, Jenny. She's very happy about the overturning of something to do with pregnancy, health, families, and doctors. The center of the tableau is talking about a society that's very conservative that made a decision in regards to surgeries around children that she is very pleased with. That's the heart. Pregnancy, health, families, doctors. Conservative community, decisions. Scythe is sitting on child, surgeries with children. And that society is very pleased and very passionate and very, 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 very happy in regards to that decision. But that decision, it's around pregnancies. And this right here, because Garden sits on House Garden, this is not just her community. This is the community overall, if that makes sense. So, and then her line of fate, anchor, anchor, clover, birds, and coffin. Persistently lucky, or she's going to be persistent and take a risk to shut down a conversation, to shut down a meeting, to not speak, to not listen as well, because conversations are a two-way street, supposed to be. But there's also, it could be talking about there's going to be persistent conversations, and a lot of gossip, quite possibly around ending something for her that causes a lot of suffering. Because coffin sits on cross. Cross is sitting on dog. So there's that, another way to interpret that as well. So hi, Albie. Nice to see you. So, yep. I'm just curious criminal conspiracy or an agreement to steal. And that agreement is with this man. Man, knights here, knights here. And then her to him, house to stars, these two. And then something that is vast within his administration or the entourage, and a lot of success for the administration and the entourage. And then woman, moon, man, fox, her and him, career and reputation of both being con artists. She has a reputation. She's famous. He's a con man. That's one way to look at that as well. Her honors and then a con man. Her reputation and then a con man. Woman, knights to bouquet, that's also granting someone a favor in regards to keeping a secret and keeping that secret from coming out and keeping that secret and obstructing. Because here is a promise. She's committed and promises. She's committed and very, very passionate about making promises to absolute authority and power. This right here. And then bear is over ring. The paw of the bear sits on ring. Overpowering promise, over a power grab. But when you look here, abuse of power. Which, I mean, no, Jen. No. Because here the government is suffering, and then there's that whole situation with that community, the public, and all that stuff. But it continues here. There is paperwork that's being investigated. It continues to be investigated. And writer on house ship. That's movement to somewhere far. Here, a journey. If this is in regards to the documents that were stolen, it's like it goes back to where it originated from, where it's domestic to that area. That line, though, is talking about an agreement to manipulate something right here. An agreement that is childish or naive to manipulate and make it work. But then here it gets taken apart because what is this? Letter, knights here to fox. The letter is manipulated and it's a lie because it sits on snake. So it's like the letter of the law or whatever it is has been manipulated and lied about here. But this way, it's like I'm telling you, there's paperwork that's mailed out full of criticisms about her, an abundance of criticisms around her abuse of power and bad decisions. And then here's weapons and danger to the public that is widespread. And then here she knows that she's obstructing. Hold on, I got an email or a text message. Sorry, give me 1 second, please. Yeah, the tickets are already on sale, you guys, for the Magic Garden again. So we're trying to get tickets to the Magic Garden. Well, there's conspiracy here. This is not him being investigated because Fox would be before him. This is man Fox. So there's something growing here. Okay? Tree is sitting on coffin. This could be a growing illness. Maybe not even serious illness, just depression or some sort of other mental health issue. Why? Because Mice is sitting on house man. Depression, anxiety, nervousness, something like that. Okay? Him, fraud. This man does this. What does the man do? Commit fraud, con, work with property or real estate, but he's a con here. Hold on, I gotta text my cousin. Hold on, I gotta send him a picture of the Magic Garden. God damn it with these.
Oh, travel, how we've missed you. Except for the... I wasn't even planning on making this video, but I had so much fun at the Descanso Gardens Enchanted Forest event that I wanted to share a quick video about it. This is...
Okay, let me see. Let me see, hold on. Sorry, I got to text my cousin. Because we're trying to go with the cousins this year in the Magic Garden. Because we call ourselves Table 5 because we went to our uncle's wedding. He got remarried. And all of the cousins got put at the same table and we were at Table 5. So now every time we hang out with our cousins, we refer to ourselves as Table 5. I was like, we should put that shit on a t-shirt so we can all walk around with Table 5 t-shirts. We had the best table in the whole freaking wedding because it was all the cousins sitting together, you know? It was so much fun. But yeah, they don't change the exhibits. It's always the same every single year, but that place was so cool that I don't care if it's the same. It was so cool. I had so much fun when we went. So it'll be, yeah, like Maroon 5 or Table 5. That's right, Table 5. So it'll be me, Peanut, our cousin John, his girlfriend, our cousin Ricky, and his wife Sonia. So there'll be 7 of us that'll go. It's in Descanso Gardens in Los Angeles. If you just Google Enchanted Forest, Descanso Gardens, Los Angeles, and it'll take you to the webpage. I think it's like $40 to get in, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. It's, you know, and then we'll just, because our cousins live in LA and they're only like 30 minutes away from the Magic Gardens. So we'll just stay at their house so we can just stay at the garden all night till they close it and kick us out. That's the only thing I was kind of bummed out about last time was, you know, that I didn't stay until they kicked us out because I didn't want to leave. Yeah, I wanted to spend the night there, and Peanut wouldn't Peanut couldn't get me to leave because I just wanted to stay. That's right, Marie. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is, Julie. It is. The Enchanted Forest is like it's so magical. And it's weird because it's only 1 mile, but there's so much to see. And with the lights and the music and everything, it's just like that 1 mile goes by real quick. And I just wanted to keep going around all the stuff over and over and over again because it's only 10 exhibits, but actually technically it's 11 because the moon that they have over that little lake, that's not counted as an exhibit. But to me, that was like one of the coolest things, was the moon. So my favorite was the dancing flowers, the moon, the sycamore trees that we walked around that you can make music on, the little forest that came in right after that one, the ancient forest, and let me see, yeah, and then the Japanese garden. Those were my top 5. So, oh, I love it, Julie. That place was awesome. I told Pina, I was like, I wish we could do this to our house, but we don't really have a huge yard. So that would be like the first no. Second no would be all the lights. So, who said Canon was on social media, Deborah? And why are you screaming? So, yeah, if we go with the cousins, if all of table 5 goes, I may just vlog it for a little bit and then get off and then go play with the cousins. So, is the chat stuck? Let me see. Mm. So, and then, like I said earlier, she knows that she's obstructing. And then over here, there's problems. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Karen. So, yep, that's what I got on her. So, we're going to try to see what else, like what other cool stuff is in LA. Because here in San Diego, we have the at Balboa Park. I think I took you guys to Balboa Park a few months ago. Um, they have the whole thing for Christmas where all of the museums are open, which is fun. However, we stay the hell away from that place because the entire freaking city heads to Balboa Park. So you got to park like freaking 15 miles away and then hike. And then, they close, I think, like at 10 or 11. But since the entire fucking city is there, good luck getting into a museum. And then when you're there, it's so incredibly crowded. You know what I mean? So we stay away from Balboa Park for the holiday season, when they do the Christmas stuff, because it's just so packed full of people that it just gets uncomfortable, at least for me. Like I'm there to listen to the music and eat the food and all that other stuff, but it's just like you can't even walk. It gets so crowded. So we usually stay away from San Diego for the holiday stuff. So we'll try to find more stuff around Los Angeles. And we're not far. We're only like 45 minutes from LA, if traffic isn't bad. So yeah. We'll see what else is out there and see if we can go find some more cool stuff. Randy's Donuts? Okay, got it. Yeah, me too. Well, not just nervous, but like uncomfortable. Like I want to be able to peacefully stroll, not getting knocked around by kids every 2 seconds or people walking by bumping into you and you're trying to eat something and you end up smearing a hot dog on your whole face because like a whole crowd of 20 people just hit you and didn't even look where they were going and didn't stop. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I just no. I can't do it. In your Belinda, the Iris Sweets, okay. Not that pumpkin farm, Marie, because those pumpkins were damn overpriced. Y'all saw those prices? They were like 15, $20 for a pumpkin. I took my ass to Trader Joe's and paid like $8, and that was it. Hell no. Mm-mm. Oh, I started. Well, yeah, I started them late, but I threw in some acorn squash seeds, and I got little acorn squashes. They're like about this big right now. So I know I'm starting them super late in the season. I should have started them in the summer, but I just didn't have the space for it. I had to rip out stuff. So yeah. Hmm. Yeah, Old Town in San Diego is supposed to be haunted too. And I've been there to that supposedly haunted house, and I was like, okay, I don't get it. And then the hotel out in Coronado, Hotel del Coronado, that's supposed to be haunted too. I've been there a few times, and it's like, yep, nothing. Um, so, yep. So that's all I got, you guys. Short and sweet. I have it on my notebook, so we can review it if anything else comes up. I can always pull it up. In Griffith Park, a haunted hayride. You know what, though? Here's the thing. I remember when I was enlisted in the Navy. I was out in the sticks, out in Naval Air Station Lemoore. Anybody that's familiar with the area knows that Lemoore is in the ass crack of California. We're talking Devin Nunes's, well, what used to be Devin Nunes's district, because Devin Nunes was Visalia, Hanford, and I think Lemoore. That's where I was stationed at. And there's nothing out there but agriculture. So the nearest town, I think, was 7 miles away, Lemoore. That's the name of the town. 7 miles away. And at the time when I was stationed there, I think it was only 2 exits on the highway, and the town itself through the main strip only had like 3 stoplights. I mean, it was a tiny little town. The next town over was Hanford, and then after that, Visalia. But because it was all agricultural, there's like open fields everywhere for the farmers. And one year I went with like some friends of mine to a haunted walk out in the damn cornfields. Oh my god, dude, what the fuck? I thought I was gonna die. Like I remember like the majority of the haunted fields was not scary. Like they had little areas that were like that had props, like it looked like a trailer, like a cargo trailer, that they put in the back of semis, that they had open, and it was like a makeshift haunted house that you went through. But when you're going through there, there's like people having, people that are performing like they're having surgery or somebody's getting killed or, nothing big. Well, which I thought all that shit was stupid. But then at the very, very end of that damn freaking walk through the damn cornfields, there was one part where it was like, okay, because I remember. So you're walking. Okay, so here's me. Here's little old me right here. I'll put a smiley face on my face. This is all cornfields over here, like this. And there's one exit way over here. This is exit, okay? And this is all cornfields over here. So there's this one big circle, and you have to walk through here to get to the exit. So I was with a group of people, and I thought, let me see, it was Skinny. Who was with a Skinny, Ghost, Romy, Mark, Curly. I think there was like 7 of us. Well, we're walking in, right? And we get right about here. And I see homeboy over here. I'm going to put teeth on him. With a damn chainsaw dressed like Mike Myers, right? So everybody's like, hold hands, hold hands. And of course, my dumbass was at the back of the line. Everybody takes off. I thought I was being smart. So since I got separated, I went this way. Oh, guess what? There was 2 more dudes with chainsaws over on this side trying to kill me. One over here and then one over here with his chainsaw trying to kill me. So I ran, fell, busted my ass. Let me write my little picture right here. Ouch. Fell in the cornfields trying to get away from the dudes with the chainsaws. Got up and then hauled ass out the exit. I came out of there looking like ass on a stick. I was covered in dirt. I had shit all over my hair because I fell. So you know how like in the horror movies when somebody's running away and that one person always falls down? That was me. That was me. Because I thought I was being smart going this way. Because I only saw him going this way. There was 2 more over here. Yep. And then everybody's like, what took you so long? I was like, I fucking fell. I was like, there was 2 more. And they were like, why'd you let go of our hand? I was like, because I got separated. So, yep. After that, I never went in the cornfields ever again. Ever again. And the thing with Lemoore is like during the fall and winter, it gets super, super foggy to where you can't see the lines in the road. It's very dangerous to drive out there at night because it's all like, like those back roads where like the semi trucks and stuff go on. There's not major freeways. At least when I was there, it was only like, I think the 99 or the 98. So not only were we walking in the cornfields in the dark, because all we had was flashlights, because the thing told us, to bring flashlights and stuff. So we did. But because of the fog, it made it worse. So yeah. Never going in the cornfields again. That's my story of how I busted my ass in the cornfields trying to get away from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, yep. I don't know if they still do those, but they were pretty prominent back when I was stationed out there, because there's, like I said, there's nothing but farmland out there in the shithole of California. But Pirates Day? I don't know what that is. So I'm never going to the cornfields ever again. I am done. Done. Never, ever, ever. So that's all I got, you guys. That's all I got. That's all I got. I'm done. I'll see what's going on tomorrow. And hopefully I can come back on. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. Hope you guys had a great evening. Sorry I came on so late. You know how it is with computer updates. It sucks. So y'all have a good night, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Not making promises though.